That's something that like radically changed my life in 2017. Was beginning to take a Sabbath. Admittedly, in 2020, every day felt like the Sabbath, so I got kind of bad at it. But again, it's another thing that's a little bit like a muscle and training yourself to do those things. And so for me, my Sabbath's Tuesday. So Monday night, I put my phone away, put my laptop away in my office. First of all, every night I charge my phone in my office, and I put it away at like 8:30, 9 o'clock at night, so I have time before I go to bed to not be. I used to like lay in bed and just be on my phone.
Like most Americans.
Dude, I would fall asleep scrolling Instagram or whatever, and like.
Which is not good for you.
And then and then the alarm is on my phone, right? So I would wake up, turn it off, and immediately check social media. That's how I started my day.
So you're telling people to spend the $10 for the old
Get a stupid alarm clock, dude. Yeah, 100%. Charge your phone in another room. I have never slept better in my life. I'm not joking. Like, I'm not like, oh, I've never slept better in my life. I'm saying I've never slept better in my life, you know? And so I've already do that. And then Monday night around dinner time, I put my phone away. I put my laptop away. I shut it in my office. And I go to dinner by myself or with friends, whatever. It doesn't have to be, you don't have to do an isolation thing. I just go to dinner. And it's usually like an Olive Garden because I'm a guard dog. It's funny. No, I'll go grab dinner, and then I like to read a lot, so I try to create some time. But it's really about creating space to like the walks, and what Tuesday has become is just one day of a walk. I used quotes for that. But WOK, Panda Express. No, but what I'm saying is like being intentional about creating space to see God move. Because one thing about the hustle is that it just doesn't create any space for creativity. It doesn't leave any space for you to breathe. It doesn't really even leave space for you to fail at something. And it totally requires you to produce something. Then your whole life becomes about what you produced that day. And if you didn't produce anything, you feel like a failure. So the Sabbath feels counterintuitive because you're not producing anything. That's literally the point. And the point of not producing something is to remember that your production is not your survival. That your production is not how you make it through the world. That your value and your identity is not a producer. Your value and identity is that you are known, seen, loved, and cared for by Jesus. And so it's not about like I just want to have a day off. It's God has given you the Sabbath for you to not to come rolling into it Monday night like, oh my God, thank you, I can finally rest, but to create a space where you are reminding yourself, like it's a whole day of yellow. It's a whole day of, oh yeah, God does care for me and see me. God is taking care of me. I don't have to take care of myself. God is meeting those needs, so I don't have to today. God is the producer, the caretaker, the giver, and I am receiving from him. And so instead of rolling into Tuesday like, oh, thank God I made it, I get to step into Wednesday out of rest. Instead of working to get to rest, I work out of a place of I don't need to produce. I work alongside God to unlock whatever that is that God has put into me, and I create alongside with him instead of creating to get to him. I think especially in the society we're living in, it's like that's not how you get ahead. It's people think that Chick-fil-A is stupid for closing on Sundays. They're losing out on so much money.
Oh, I've heard it so many times.
Exactly. They're like, dude, if they just opened during like the Super Bowl, they'd make, all kinds of stuff.
And in the end, honestly, for me, it does the opposite because Sunday, all I'm doing is thinking of Chick-fil-A. So those next 6 days,
there you
I'm
go.
there every day.
Sure.
This could close at any time.
But more than anything is that your I was trying to remember the Business Insider article I read about. It was not even a Christian thing. It was like a business article, right? And they were talking about a stop day is what they call it. A stop day where you just don't do any work, you don't answer emails, you don't think about work, you train your brain to not think about and be around those things, right? And they said that it can add up to 11 years to your life. Okay, you got a calculator on this thing?
I'm sure.
Let's see if I can remember how to do the math on this because it's pretty incredible. So you take one day off a week every year, right? That's 52 days.
Yep.
Let's say you do that. for 80 years, right? How many days is that? So 52 times 80.
That's like
4,160.
Okay, so divide that number by 365.
11.39.
So for every day that you take off, you're adding it to the end of your life. So they're saying that by taking a stop day, people live 11 years longer if they do this. So let's say that for your whole life, you take a day off of work. That's 4,000 whatever days, right? If you spread that out, that's 11 years. So for every day you're taking off of work, you're adding it to your life. I don't think that's on it. That was a Business Insider article.
Yeah.
They were like, on average, like the people who take a stop day live 11 years longer on average. I don't think that's a coincidence that many days adds up to 11. That's weird, right? So that feels like it's baked into our DNA. So I think that when you create space to, one, be alone, that gives you the opportunity to own your crap, right? Because there's no way you can own your stuff without intentional introspection. There's no way. That's one of the things that's appealing about the hustle, is that this is what I've produced, so therefore this is what I am. And so because I don't have time, I don't have to sit there and go, why am I doing this?
Yeah, your whole identity is in what you're making.
Yes.
What you're putting out. That is all that is me.
So when 2020 happens and you're no longer able to produce at the rate that you would, so many people last year had an identity crisis, which is why I'm so passionate about community, is that suddenly a lot of people who had their whole identity based on what they could produce couldn't produce anything. And so they had a full-out identity of like, who am I? What am I even doing here? What's the point? Which has created all this animosity. These people were so angry, like, let us go back to work. Let's do this stuff. Let us keep producing, because if I don't do that, then I don't have value. And I think that the reason we saw a lot of Christians do it, sorry, I'm talking fast because I get passionate. Let's preach. The reason that Christians do it is because their identity is what they can do for God and what they can do for the kingdom of God, instead of being a part of the kingdom, as far as like, I'm known, loved, and seen by God already. Regardless of what I do, he doesn't need me to do that. Like, he wants to be with me, not he wants me to do something for him.
Hey y'all, we hope you loved this conversation. Here at Young Married Christian, we are on a mission to see a gospel-centered home made available for every single child in the foster care system. There are 400,000 kids in the foster care system, and there are 400,000 churches in America. Wow. That is crazy. This is absolutely a solvable problem, and we want to be a part of it. If you want to join us in that mission, text the word freedom to 833-370-1610.
833-370-1610. 833-370-1610.
I just did it.
And another thing you can do that is really helpful is to smash the like button on this video.
Smash it like Satan's face. Crush it like it's Lucifer's head.
It really helps us a ton, so smash that like button, subscribe to this channel.
That's it.
Smash the like button on this video.